Today we're going to review the PocketGO. My name is RobinB360 and welcome to the channel. Last week we had a look at the BitBoy, the budget Game Boy. But there is another budget handheld under $40 which might be an even better option for you, the PocketGO. So is this the best handheld under $40? Let's find out. Just make sure you watch until the end of the video to make the right decision before purchasing one. In the meanwhile, consider subscribing if you want to see more similar content and become part of the family. Let's look at the aesthetic. On the front it has a D-pad, a start and a select button, a 2.4-inch screen and a small power on light, 4 regular buttons and a mono speaker. On the top it has 2 shoulder buttons, a micro SD card slot so you can mod it or add extra games, an AV out port, a charging port, a headphone jack option and a reset button to return to the menu, open an in-game menu or suspend the PocketGO and save the battery life. On the left side it has a power on and off button, and on the right side it has a volume up and down wheel, which we are missing on the BitBoy. And the back side and bottom are just clean with no extra features. To close off this list, you also get a charging cable when you buy the PocketGO, so you don't have to get one separately. How about the specs? The CPU is an all-winner F1 C100S. It has 32 MB of RAM. The screen is a 2.4 IPS 320 by 240 tempered glass. The SD card is supported up to 128 GB. The battery is 1000 mAh, which is 300 mAh more than the BitBoy. About the size, it's 4.84 by 2.2 by 0.55 inch. But how does it perform? The operating system is the same as on the BitBoy, which you can see on my previous video. It does feel a bit faster than the BitBoy, which is always a great plus. Navigating through the menu with the shoulder buttons feels more natural instead of using the regular buttons, which is also great. And because the operating system is the same as on the BitBoy, it also has the same features as you can see here. So let's look at some games. Let's start with Super Mario Bros. 3 from the original Nintendo. The game boots really fast and the screen looks very sharp and vibrant. The sound volume is also good and sounds clear, which was a downside on the BitBoy. So it's great that it sounds good now and you have the option to turn the volume up and down, and you can still use a headphone. Because I played this game so many hours, I do notice some really small frame rate issues here, which I didn't see on the BitBoy. So it might be an emulation issue, which might be tackled if you mod it, but it's still very well playable. And as you can see here, you still have some extra in-game options like the popular save and load state option. Let's move on to Street of Rage 2 from the Sega Mega Drive. The loading times are great, and the same goes for the sound quality and screen resolution. I love to play these 2D beat 'em up games, do you agree? Anyway, the buttons feel responsive and it plays great. The button placement is also nice in my opinion, as where on the BitBoy they felt a bit off. So if you want to play games like these, the PocketGO might be a good option for you. But if you want to play other games, just have a look and see how they perform. Let's look at some PlayStation 1 gameplay of Tekken 3. I was missing this on the BitBoy, so I'm curious how it runs. So you can immediately notice some sound drops, and there are a lot of frame rate issues here. As you can see, it's not playable the way it should. So keep this in your expectations if you are considering to buy the PocketGO. Let's close off the gameplay with some Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the MAME emulator. On the BitBoy, we saw that Mortal Kombat 2 on the MAME emulator didn't run well. Here we see the same sound crackling or drops and some frame rate issues, but overall it's running a lot better than on the BitBoy. If you can accept these minor issues, it is still pretty playable. For now, I would say just try games up to the Sega Mega Drive or Super Nintendo. They run perfectly on the PocketGO. One more plus side is the shoulder buttons, which are great for fighting games like these. So here's my list of pros and cons. The pros: it has great screen quality, the form factor is better than the BitBoy in my opinion, the shoulder buttons are a plus, the sound quality is great and adjustable, it has fast loading times, there's an option to mod and add games, it plays games a bit better than the BitBoy, and it has a great battery life. The cons: it's still not able to run MAME games perfectly, let alone the Nintendo 64 games or higher. Hooking into this, it still has some frame rate issues and some sound crackling or drops, and even though the sound was pretty good, stereo speakers would be even better than a mono speaker. And to close it off, there is no option to change the battery once it is depleted. Here is a quick summary. Overall, this is a great handheld like the BitBoy. The form factor is great and it is still easy to take away on a trip. The PocketGO offers a lot of gameplay for a soft price and is almost a no-brainer to purchase if you keep your expectations right. For example, keep in mind that you can't replace the battery, it only has a mono speaker, and it still can only play up to Sega Mega Drive or Super Nintendo games perfectly. But if that's fine with you, the PocketGO will give you enough satisfaction once you buy it. I hope you had enough information to make the right decision. If you're still in doubt, you can always check out the video about the BitBoy. I have the link for you here on top. Or you could always wait for the upcoming videos about the other handhelds. Still have some questions? Just ask them in the comment section below and let's help each other out. So the question of the day is the PocketGO the perfect handheld for you? Or are you still missing some features? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any video. And I will see you on the next video.